we needed someone to do sound and we needed someone to do music. So Dave had known, and I know him too, but Dave had just recently talked to Phil Tippett, the effects supervisor, and he called up Phil. He says, "Hey, we've got this short film that needs about a handful of visual effects shots. Would you have anybody you can help with it?" He says, "Yeah, I'll put a couple of my guys on it." And we said, "Oh, how much do we? What's that going to cost?" He said, "Well, just buy him a case of beer. That'll be fine." So that was our effects budget. Was a case of beer.
Let's have a quick look before we wrap things up at this the trailer that you've also shared. So I'm interested to hear a bit about what you've been doing in more recent times. Clearly, you had the this short film called "Keep the Gaslight Burning." Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So that the genesis of that project was, so Dave and Lou Elsey are husband and wife team that do makeup effects, and they were the makeup crew, the creature supervisors for episode 3. So we met in Sydney, 2003, I guess it was, and we stayed friends and stayed in touch. And they were in Australia for a while. They're British born, but then they were working in Australia on Farscape, and then episode 3, and then they eventually moved to Los Angeles, and they live in Los Angeles, which is about an 8-hour drive from myself. So we stayed in touch all these years, and we always talked about wanting to do a project together, whether it be working on another film together, doing, helping them. And not I would be doing makeup, but I would be doing something mechanical for them while they're doing makeup. Dave with Rick Baker, who Rick Baker is, but
Yeah.
8-time Academy Award-winning makeup artist, did American Wolf of London, Coming to America, Michael Jackson Thriller. So Dave and Rick worked together on a movie called The Wolfman with Benicio del Toro, and they won the Academy Award for Best Makeup together.
Yeah.
And so Dave and Rick are very good friends, and Rick's wife. And so a few years ago, in 2017, we went down to have dinner with my wife and I and Dave and Lou, and we're sitting around talking again, saying, we should really do a project together. And they said, well, I have this script for a short horror film that would be fun to shoot. And my wife and I both said, let's do it. He says, I think I can ask Rick. I think that he'd be the ghost in it. And I said, cool. And I had met Rick once or twice before, but I don't mean sort of acquainted,
Yeah.
And then a friend of theirs, of Dave and Lou and Rick and his wife, is an actress named Marky Post. Now, Marky, not very popular with Australian audiences, but in the United States, there was a TV show called Night Court, which she was on in the 80s. She was also on The Fall Guy with the Majors for where he played a stuntman, and she's continued acting in films and television. She's actually Cameron Diaz's mother in Something About Mary.
Okay.
And they're really good friends with her, and they said, Marky, I bet you would play the old Ricky in it. And it turns out that Marky's daughter is an actress living in New York, and so we had our cast. All of a sudden, we had our cast that evening,
Right.
And 63 days later, we were shooting the film, and we shot it up here in a historic town I live in a historic home from built in 1909 or something like that. And we just acquired a crew, especially when they found out people like Rick Baker and the other talent that was working on it. We started getting really a lot of people wanting to help out with it. So we were able to shoot it with a flex camera with prime lenses, really good prime lens kit, and we got just top-notch crew all the way around. And we shot it in 3 days. And then we edited together, and we had somebody lined up to do the post-production and music. He did both of those things, and he became unavailable. So now we were stuck. We needed someone to do some visual effects, which were minor, but there were some digital effects that we needed to put in there. We had a couple things that was fixed too, like we had some modern fixtures. The movie was supposed to not have any electricity in it. And we needed someone to do sound, and we needed someone to do music. So Dave had known, and I know him too, but Dave had just recently talked to Phil Tippett, the effects supervisor, and he called up Phil. He says, "Hey, we've got this short film that needs about a handful of visual effects shots. Would you have anybody you can help with it?" He says, "Yeah, I'll put a couple of my guys on it." And we said, "Oh, how much do we? What's that going to cost?" He says, "Well, just buy him a case of beer. That'll be fine." So that was our effects budget. Was a case of beer for
awesome.
our 2 effects men. And then a friend of mine on Facebook was talking about his friend Joe Kramer, who had recently done the makeup and music for one of the Mission Impossible films.
Right.
And I said, "Hey, Kevin," I said, "do you think Joe would be wanting to work on a script horror film?" He said, "I don't know, I'll ask him." And Joe said, "Sure." So then Joe Kramer came on as our composer. So like I said, it was great. I mean, it all came together.
Yeah.
We finally edited it together. We finished it in 2018. And then we started sending it out to film festivals, and it won, I think, 4 best picture, best horror film awards. And then we started getting asked to be at some festivals as well too. So it's done its circuit. Now it's on Amazon Prime here in the U.S. and the U.K. Unfortunately, not in Australia, just because of the way they do things there. But so it's been great.
Awesome.
We were very proud of it.
Well, let's see if we can watch this trailer.
You must do something very brave for me. Think about it. 2 minutes of bravery for all of this.
Well, what is it you want me to do, ma'am?
It's a bit of a test to see if you can do something that I am incapable of. I want you to go over to the window, part the curtains ever so slightly, and peer down into the street. But I warn you, if you do this thing, your eyes may pop out of your head like ripe grapes, because you will surely see a ghost.
Nice.
Yeah, it was Rick at the end.
Playing the ghost?
Yeah.
Or just his work?
No, he didn't do the makeup on it. Dave designed the makeup. We had several other makeup artists working on it. Marky, who plays the old lady, Marky doesn't look like that. She's in a pretty heavy makeup there.
Right.
And there's another character that plays the maid, a cook, that's got it in the opening scenes. We've done some heavy makeup. Of course, Rick's the most made up because he's supposed to be a guy coming back. But he had a blast. He loved playing ghosts, and he was really into it. So.
Yeah. It's just it's amazing the quality of makeup that people can make. And I mean, if that's a lot of if it's a lot of makeup, they've done a great job on her, because I couldn't pick it. I mean, it's really close as well. It's a close up. And I couldn't pick anything. Nothing was jumping out to me that made it look like it wasn't real. No, it's got a nice little setup. Well, now I'm going to have to track that down. I have to find my way to get access to it. So it's just, I guess, a licensing issue with Australia.
Well, it's the way Amazon Prime works. They won't license it. I mean, we're fine with it. They have at it. It's an Amazon. It's an Amazon. So maybe we'll find another streaming service to put it on Amazon.
Some other way. Well, who knows if I can succeed with Flicks for Good, that's what I've been focused on for the last 3 months. And that's the goal there, is to launch a streaming service that will be backed by a social enterprise. So essentially, not everybody knows what social enterprises are, but it's similar to a not-for-profit. It's sort of between a for-profit and a not-for-profit. Essentially, the main mandate is that you need to give at least half of your profit to the causes that you say that you actually support. And my goal there is to, through the medium of entertainment that's a universal language, raise money and awareness for different causes and people in need, and have that dictated by the subscribers themselves. So people can kind of say, hey, I'm interested in these different things, and back in the whole thing with relationships with the different charities and not-for-profits, or those who will be willing to partner and find a way to actually get money to them, and then share those stories, so you can try and create a bit of a circle, so people can actually see where their money's going from. I put a lot of time into researching the space and talking to different subject matter experts. It's funny because at first I didn't really have any wild ambitions. I just thought it would be quite small. But the more I started thinking about it, I thought if I got the right people and got enough people behind it and interested in subscribing, there's really no reason why it couldn't compete head to head with the other guys. If you had the same quality of content that you're able to go to market and purchase, or that you're able to commission to be produced, coupled with educational material as well, so that we could share that to the world. That's the ultimate goal, is to distribute it all over the world, translated into different languages, so that anybody anywhere could get access. Make it ad supported, so it's free, and people could watch and maybe find a way to better their situation wherever they are. So it's kind of my little scheme to democratize entertainment and education. But I've been pedaling pretty hard. I'm getting close to probably doing the major kind of crowdfunding push. But and then this is really, it's a bit of fun as far as this series goes, Filmmakers, and two, it's a passion project, and it's a great opportunity, to have a chance to talk to someone like yourself. I could talk forever, but not everybody's going to want to watch. I've already gone 15 minutes over what I normally do. I really, really appreciate your time, and thanks so much for sharing your stories with us. And I'll hopefully cross paths with you again some stage down the track.
My pleasure. And your project sounds like a great one. I hope the best of success for you.
Thanks so much. Yeah, thanks, Don. Well, that was a real treat. That was great, absolutely great. This T-shirt's this is one of those jobs where, like Kmart, you guys might not have Kmart in the States, but they're just like a major chain, like Target or whatever, and they're putting out all these vintage shirts, I suppose. So there's people probably wandering around now with Empire Strikes Back T-shirts that maybe have never even seen the movie, but for me, I was like, yes, I'll be having that. So very good, so good. Now, they say you're supposed to have a custom outro for these sorts of things, and I don't know if this fits the basket, but I think I'm just going to run with it anyway. It's kind of one of those, kind of put it out there, and then hopefully somebody who watches, they might know somebody who knows somebody. But if anybody knows Quentin Tarantino, if you end up watching, then I would love to have a chat with you. That's high on the wish list. And also, if anybody can get me access to an original Gonzo puppet, I would like to see that wherever it may be, COVID restrictions willing. All right. Thanks for viewing, everybody who's catching this on the replay, and I'll be uploading some of those other episodes of Filmmaker Fridays just so that content's here as well, and then we'll continue on from here. Cheers. Thanks, guys. Catch you next time.